how you speak is how you've been spoken to, how you were taught to speak and think, and what you were taught to believe. And if anything is not in alignment with what you want to move towards, you gotta reroute and change. That's breaking the cycle. Hello, how's it going? I'm Allisun. Thanks for choosing to watch this video, hang out with me today. This video is inspired by the response I got to this video is a response to the response I got from my breaking no contact video, which I knew would be, you know, a little controversial and would maybe upset some people. Hopefully not, but I think deep down it did. Unfortunately, one thing I want you to think about is what cycle you're trying to break with how you've been treated and how you then treat other people and treat yourself. That is like the continuation of the cycle. That's what I'm talking about. I'm breaking the cycle of not being allowed to have my own belief system and standards, opinions, values, my own path in life. People are very critical of my path. People, my family, and in some cases, they completely deny my right to my own reality. You know, they're like, hop on my train or get away, you know, like my way or the highway. And in those relationships, I'm having a really hard time being in a relationship, and I'm not in a relationship right now because I don't know how to be in a relationship with that happening. And maybe that's where the upset from people is coming from, because that's the situation that they're in, where it's like a stalemate. There's no going forward. And if that's the case, I feel you. And that's where, you know, it's different for everyone. For me, that's not the case in the relationship with my mom. It's in other relationships, which I kind of hinted to, I've talked about in many other videos. But if you just watch that one, it's maybe not clear. But with my mom, it's possible to have my own standards, my boundaries, be me. But, you know, I'm not trying to defend myself or explain that video. What I'm trying to make you think is your perception of other people, do you project what's best for you being what's best for them? Do you think you know what's best for other people? And do you deny them of their right to choose what's best for themselves? And like, are you critical on what you do? If you want to do something, but it's like out of the norm or out of your box of what is acceptable, maybe of what you inherited as what is acceptable, do you like shut that down and deny yourself of exploring a new path? Perhaps the path of what's true alignment for you and what is what I'm seeking, what feels right. Alignment. So that's the cycle. That's one of the cycles that I'm trying to break over here. Allowing myself to feel the way I feel, do the things I do, believe the things I believe. And that wasn't always really allowed for me. It wasn't always the best thing for me to do. It's not how people who I grew up with thought of other people. And perhaps it's because they're carrying on the cycle. They weren't given that right by the people they grew up with. So that's a cycle I'm breaking. I'm wondering if some things in the comments were people carrying on that cycle, like kind of projecting their cycle, their criticism and projections onto me. But another cycle I'm breaking that I saw kind of in the comments is just saying things to people that aren't nice. Like, why would you say that? Or saying things that are like exaggerating problems. Why would you say that? And saying things that make you smaller and make you weak. A lot of people were like, you're fragile, you're vulnerable, don't do this. And I'm like, why would you tell someone that they're fragile and vulnerable? Like, we're precious and we deserve to be handled with care. But I strive to empower people and tell them that they're strong. Remind them of what they deserve, definitely. But also, like, you know, they're strong, and bring out the best in people. I want to do that, and I want to do that for myself. And I don't know how I can grow into being the best me I can be, the most empowered version of myself, if I'm telling myself that I'm vulnerable and fragile. And so I don't do that. I choose to see myself as strong. So the main cycle that I want to talk about breaking is how we speak to ourselves. Sorry, phone's on silent. Like I said in my last video. And how we speak to other people. Communication expresses what your true beliefs are about yourselves and about the world. So pay attention to how you speak. Maybe make correlations to how you speak is how you've been spoken to, how you were taught to speak and think, and what you were taught to believe. And if anything is not in alignment with what you want to move towards, you gotta reroute and change. That's breaking the cycle, you know? Grow, become our best selves, you know? Another way that I've broken the cycle that I'm very proud of is I'm defending myself, I guess, here, explaining myself, but not from a place of like anger, you know, and like feeling challenged, like narcissistically seeing like a threat to my well-being. I'm reflecting, you know, and accepting of people. Now I feel like I'm putting myself on a pedestal. Gosh, I don't know. There's a lot of things in my mind right now. But the last cycle that I want to talk about is in my family. Fights were just, you know, they started because this thing happened, and then we talk about something that happened last week, and then something that happened like a month ago, and then we talk about the worst things about each other and about life. Like, fights just turn into this explosion, this terrible thing. Terrible things are said, and back home, it often ended in parents kicking kids out of the house or in getting a divorce. There was no resolution. There was like an explosion and then a goodbye. And just the fact that there was no resolution, so many parts of that dynamic, I feel like by breaking no contact and living with my values of being in contact and being my best self, even though someone else isn't going to change, I can change to like be able to have a relationship with them, because that's what matters to me at the end of the day. I don't want to have regrets, and like I want to feel love rather than like lack and anger and resentment, you know? I feel like I'm breaking the cycle of not finding a resolution and like there not being no way to work around differences in people, and instead of saying goodbye, like trying. And like I said, it's not possible at this time for every relationship in my life, but I'm continuously growing in hopes that at some point it'll be possible to find a resolution, and instead of separate, come together and with acceptance and love. So that's how I'm breaking the cycle. It's the cycle that I'm trying to break. That came to mind from that video. There's probably like 12,000 others, but breaking the cycle, becoming my best self, doing me, you know, unregrettably. That's all I have to say. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you very soon. Have a good day, guys. Peace.